Yo, yeah. Okay, you guys, what is up? The king is here today to do Magi, the Kingdom of Magic, KOM, episode 22 review. That is 2-2. So, of course, that link is going to be in the description box below on Crunchyroll.com. If you cannot view it due to certain issues, then you guys know the drill. Bing, Google, Yahoo, go. Now, that being said, this episode right here is heavy. It is very, very heavy. And it mainly is based on two things. These are the most important things that I see in the episode. The first one being the entity. It is here. And it has these giant tentacles. And the OST for it is mad hype. I mean, not only is there hype of this entity from the OST itself, because the OST and you're like, bro, like what? Because you guys know from the flashback of the other world and King Solomon and his households, you guys know that if this thing touches down and it touches the ground, it's game over for the entire planet. But also there's hype on Ren Gyokuen's side. We haven't seen her for the longest time, and now we finally get to see her again. And she is hyped. Al-Thamen is hyped. Like, oh yeah, Daddy's here. Yeah, Daddy! Where's the candy, Daddy? And I have never seen, well no, I can't say I've never seen, but clearly Ren Gyokuen is wet for Daddy. Like, whoa. Like, they just have copious amounts of sex every day. Like, yeah, Daddy. And I'm like, whoa. Like, this is one hell of a porno. Like, whoa. Whoa, Pornhub. Like, let's go. I'm just, like, you can see the way she's acting. She's continuously crying. And she's speeching. And she's clearly aroused in every way imaginable. Because Daddy just popped his head in. Like, yeah, hey, I'm home. I'm like, so you can clearly see the Al-Thamen are hyped. Then there comes the other thing, number 2, that is very quintessential in the episode. Two main, well, I can't say main character, but two prominent character deaths. Tidus Al-Accused and Matal Mogamet. Now, let me just say this, alright? I've said before that Tidus, this dude is massively soft, and it's very obvious. But it's for like legitimate reasons, since this is the same guy who is a clone of Scheherazade, who has never really seen the world, who has only been alive for about a year, like over a year, and is gonna die within a few days' time. So obviously, his understanding of the world and the worldly concepts that normally one perceives over the course of their lifetime for several, dozens of years and so on and so forth, that doesn't occur for Tidus. His worldly understanding is minimal at best. And again, it makes perfect sense. And he only has such little time to cherish what he can. And that winds up being Marja, which he actually does say to Marja that you are far more mature than me, despite the fact that she's a child. Again, he's only been alive for a little over a year. And he's gonna die in a few days' time anyway, for a multi-latitude of different reasons. Either A, because of natural reasons, either B, because the main body of Scheherazade actually passes away, either C, because of his own actions and so on and so forth. So the thing here is that he decides, you know what, I'm gonna go out now. I'm gonna go out now and I'm gonna actually help my friends. I'm gonna help Marja. I'm gonna help Aladdin, Alibaba. I'm going to help Scheherazade. And I'm going to do so by helping Mogamet and removing him from the Black Rook. And we see him actually, go there. And since he does have massive amounts of Magoi infused in him through like the 14 years Scheherazade spent actually creating Tidus, he uses it all up. He uses it all up in one shot to remove Matal Mogamet from the Black Rook. And the end result is Titus, just a pile of bones. And I'm like, yo, that's heavy, man. And I think what's even sadder is knowing that Marja was watching the entire thing, and she sees the person that she loves now just a pile of bones. The trauma is astronomical. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, like, he went out like a champ, but it's heavy. It's really, really heavy. Now, the thing here is that after Titus is KIA, Matal Mogamed apologized to Titus, and how the black entity above him is still functioning. The furnace and the black group are still acting on their own. And the way he goes out, you're like, oh no, because this entity, either it was the thing in the sky that he was talking to, or it was the medium on the ground, but it starts to just consume all of the Magoi inside of his body. And he says, wait, you want more Magoi? For what purpose? Didn't you want to just create black Jinn? The negative emotions, the black Rook? What are you? Who is that in this dark, dark hole? Or in this deep, deep hole? Something along those lines. And the end result is, after all of the Magoi in his body was consumed by the medium. So he was probably talking to the medium, not the thing in the sky. When it came to Cohen, it was like, because when you think about it, Alibaba could have just left. He could have just said, yo, fuck this shit. But he couldn't turn his back. Like, it was some kind of pride thing, where he couldn't turn his back upon the guy who was actually taking control of the kingdom that he was once a part of. Balbad. And at the same time, even though he does this, he stands in front of Cohen with, you know, riding this pride, this self-imposed pride. The thing here is that he winds up being embarrassed anyway, because this is the guy who controls your kingdom, and he says, do you want me to not look down upon you? And it was embarrassing. It really was. So, what happened there exactly? You could take it in a lot of different ways. Either it was a pride thing, either it was like a self-entitlement thing. You can call it a lot of things. But I'm going to go more towards pride, and I'm going to leave it at that. But the other things in that part that are very important, or that are, in my personal opinion, important, is seeing some of the Jinn powers of Kohen, where in which we actually do, he has a thing, he has a Jinn called Phoenix, and Phoenix actually heals the wounds of Koha. So, a very useful Jinn. Furthermore, we do get to see the power of the households. And the four households that he has underneath him are very, very powerful. But, bro, there was one of them. This dude is disgusting. Now, the snake guy, the lion horn dude, and the pig-looking guy, they're okay. They're alright. I mean, they turn big, and they wastelanded some of these Jinn. I mean, when it comes to households, they're clearly far more powerful than any of the other households I've seen thus far. That includes Sinbad's household, alright? The 7 Jinn, they're pretty cool, but they have nothing on these dudes. Especially the dragon guy. The dragon. I'm standing here, I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? Wow! This dragon guy, he just leveled like 6 or 7 black Jinn in an instant. Just straight up fire breath. Like he's Smog. I am fire. I am death. And I'm like, yo, dude, yo, crazy. This dude was nuts. This dude was nuts. I like it. I like it a lot. So, clearly you see the power of Kohen and his boys. At least mainly his boys. So that was fascinating. Then there are a few little things here going on, like for example, the whole Ram Empire stuff. It's not really like that monumental, with the exception of the fact that basically their fleet is retreating, while Scheherazade is creating like a giant board barrier to help her fleet retreat. And then there is a lot of talk going on between her and I think her name is Miron, the sister of Mu'alakuz, about Titus. And it was very ironic too, because mind you, here we have Miron, and she's like, where is Titus? Where is Titus? We need Titus. Titties tiggle bit. And the thing is that your bro beat the shit out of him. Your bro literally took Titus, well, not literally, but in a sense, he took Titus, he bent him over his knee and was like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, extension too. I'm like, yo, come on, man. So, I mean, I do find it very ironic in that sense. And then the finalists are pretty much breaking off the legs of the black Jinn that actually do end up piercing the Borg that Scheherazade is creating. So, you know, small stuff here and there. Also, we do have a speech from Marja about, you know, I'm gonna be there with you and you gotta do what you gotta do. So that was pretty motivating in that sense. Also, we do get to see the 200,000 people in the level 5 area of Magnostadt and how pretty much they're alive now. Most of them are alive, if not all of them. They're all alive. So, and you can see that most of them were actually on the verge of death. Not even when it came to the black, not even when it came to the whole black entity thing and the furnace and the blah blah. No. Remember during the battle where freaking Mogamed had like he had phasers, bro. This dude had fucking phasers. I'm like, oh no, he had phasers, bro. But let's move on. He had like this phaser cannon thing, and they were using the Magoi from the people who were in the in the level 5, the Goi. And you can see guys on the ground already like near death, like oh shit, like oh no, Magoi. So the fact that most of them are alive is very impressive. Vitality. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. So, the episode overall. I thought it was an amazing episode of Magi. You have two prominent characters, Titus and Mogamed, pass away. Then you have the entities of the medium and the thing in the sky that we've seen before in the flashback of the other world. And you can see the hype train When Almotoron are riding a hype train, that means danger for everyone else. Because this train is going to run to a building and is going to kill everybody. So, the hype train right now for Almotoron is immense. They're all hyped and shit. Like, yeah, Tosan, father, yeah. And again, we have Ren Gyokun. Daddy, yeah, she's wet for daddy. So, okay, alright. You do you. Alright, I ain't going to judge you. You just do you. I mean, she's clearly of legal age. That's very obvious. But it's just very scary because after all of the fighting, after all the blood, in come the thing, the entity, the deity of destruction and chaos. One touch, over. This dude is planetary. Yo, man. Well, no, actually, he's probably more than that. He's probably much more than that. It's probably much more than that because we have no idea where the hell it is. So, and the medium was like, yeah, come down. So, we'll see where things go. But, since the danger is planetary, to say the least, we're gonna need some assistance. We're gonna need some assistance from people. Teams have to be formed from guys who don't like each other, and they need to take out this thing somehow, some way. So that's it. I'm done. King Lightning. The rating's gonna be amazing, and I will see you guys later. Be sure to, of course, rate the video, comment, and as always, subscribe. Peace. Have a nice day.